I feel like you should come here to California and we'll go to San Diego. It says a teen accused of killing homeless woman in San Diego allegedly said he was hobo hunting. True Crime Daily, published August 9th, 2023. San Diego, California. And it says, an 18-year-old and 19-year-old were arrested last week after they allegedly shot and killed a homeless woman with a pellet gun in May, according to San Diego Police Department. In the early morning hours of May 8th, officers from the department's neighborhood policing division found an unconscious female on the 3300 block of Sands Rock Road. They tried to wake her up, but she remained unresponsive. Paramedics arrived at the scene and were unable to determine why the woman was unresponsive. Medics transported her to a local hospital, where doctors determined the victim had been shot several times with a pellet gun, and her wounds were non-survivable. The victim, who police identified as 68-year-old Annette Pershel, died 3 days later, on May 11th. Officials from the hospital spoke with the San Diego Police Department, and detectives from the homicide unit began investigating. Detectives concluded Pershel was most likely homeless when she was killed. On July 31st, the medical examiner concluded Pershel's death was a homicide. According to police, detectives identified 2 suspects and arrested 19-year-old Ryan Hopkins and 18-year-old William Inez. San Diego County Jail records show Inez is charged with first-degree murder, possession of an assault weapon, and 2 counts of failure to steal a firearm, while Hopkins was booked on a charge of assault with a deadly weapon that is not a firearm. NBC San Diego reports Inez and Hopkins both pleaded not guilty. Hopkins allegedly drove Inez to the area where Inez allegedly shot Pershel. Inez reportedly sent a group text that said, "I'm going hobo hunting with a gun." Pershel suffered wounds to the head, torso, and leg. Investigators located an air rifle in Inez's home, according to NBC San Diego. Both men are being held without bail. Good. I hope they rot in there. Because it's bad enough that this woman had to deal with the fact that she was homeless. And on top of that, you have these literal assholes. There's just no other description for them. Like, literal buttholes. Sending each other group texts saying, I'm going hobo hunting with a gun. Jeez. Yeah, I hope they just stay in jail and they have no way to get out. That sucks. Wow, these videos are just starting on their own, huh? Not even giving a quick notification of like they're starting or something, but whatever. All right, so this is NBCSanDiego.com. Obviously, San Diego. Let's check out this video.
Moments ago, 2 teens accused of shooting a homeless woman made their first appearance in court.
The teens allegedly shot the 68-year-old woman in the Sarah Mesa neighborhood who later died of her injuries. They are now charged with multiple felonies. NBC7's Calvin Henry joins us live outside of San Diego Central Courthouse now with the latest on this case. Calvin.
And now, guys, the courtroom was packed as multiple people watched on as those defendants appeared in court. And now William Inez is one of the defendants, and he's charged with multiple felonies, including first-degree murder. And now the other defendant, Hopkins, is charged with assault with a deadly weapon. And now many people I spoke with today in the Sarah Mesa neighborhood says this is simply a tragedy.
She was a very sweet lady. She never did anything wrong.
When I heard, I was shocked. Like, really? Annie?
People in the Sarah Mesa neighborhood expressed their thoughts on the alleged actions of Hopkins and Inez killing Annette Pershel on May 8th near Sand Rock Road.
I came to work in the morning and I saw the scene that many police gathered there, and yeah, I just kind of go and ask. Cause some of my co-workers, they came earlier and they saw her and they thought that she just slept.
According to investigators, 3 days after she was shot with a pellet gun, she died of her injuries. On July 31st, Annie's death was ruled a homicide Days later, Hopkins and Ennis were arrested. On Monday in court, prosecutors revealed they obtained telling texts shared with over 100 people.
The awful message by defendant Ennis that I'm going hobo hunting with a pellet gun truly just shows just how depraved his conduct was.
While the defense attorneys say they have not received that evidence and they will fight the charges.
I'm unaware of that other than what we've heard about today in court. Now, obviously, as you heard today, there's a bit of a factual dispute, understanding that the defense has not received any of the paperwork so far.
Cindy Coombs says the tight-knit Serra Mesa community took care of Annie.
I would give her sandwiches here through the time that she's been here. I say probably 6-7 years she's been in the neighborhood, moving from one spot to the other.
Coombs says the community is going to miss Annie.
I was sad. I was really saddened that happened to her because she didn't deserve it. She was living her own little life, and she didn't hurt anybody, and she was just, doing her own business. And for somebody to take that from her, there's no reason for it.
And now, once again, both plead not guilty to the charges, and they're both due back in court later this month. But for now, live in downtown, Kelvin Henry, NBC7.
It really ticks me off. It ticks me off because there are a lot of people that are under the impression that homelessness could never happen to them. People are weird. Because why would you not think that you could not be homeless one day? That something like that couldn't happen to you. When there have been plenty of cases of people that have had plenty of... Look at MC Hammer. If I took it too back for you, fear not. Because I'm going to tell you who MC Hammer is for you youngsters. This fucking y'all feel like an old man saying this shit. But MC Hammer was a rapper dancer back in the 90s. Was making millions of dollars. Made horrible financial decisions. He was making millions of dollars. At one point, he was one of the top paid artists. And this was before streaming services. So it was all based on album sales, and it was all based on like tours and whatnot. And my man was balling with money. Dude, and what was it, like 2006, 2007, he had to sell all his homes because he had like huge like taxes that he needed to pay and whatnot. That's when he did that VH1 show. Anyone could fall from grace. You could be up on top today, and tomorrow you could literally have lost everything. I'm going to give you an example. Dude, how many people with money here in Northern California didn't have their houses burnt down? A lot of them couldn't get the full insurance money. A lot of them couldn't even get insurance money. Period. Some of them didn't even have insurance on their homes. And they had mansions like that and shit. It's all image as well. I mean, the point is, for people to treat other people that are going through things in life and are not in the best situation, no one wants to be homeless. No one wants to be in that situation. Come on now. But society has not only deemed them inferior and like makes them basically into like quote unquote like the worst of like human beings. They get treated like shit, and on top of that, dude, you have to fucking be careful of apparently like youngsters that want to go out with pellet guns and like shoot you and whatnot. I mean, there's always been cases of people that take out their anger and their bullshit on like homeless people out of nowhere. There's a guy that is in jail right now that he killed someone like that. Just went up to them. Person was sleeping on the street. He beat he beat the shit out of the person. He shot him or some shit like that. He just kept walking. Yeah. The worst part is like that could be you. That could literally be you. Plenty of us are one paycheck away from being in that same situation. One bad ache in your body could literally have you sleeping in the streets. People that have tons of money, that have had it all during their life. It doesn't matter. You could end up homeless. You could end up in a very tough situation. So not only is it already dark and grim, but now on top of that, like, if situations like this happen, like, that fucking sucks, bro. Like, I keep saying the word like. It's just when I get a little anxious, like, there you go. See, when I get anxious, I repeat the word like a lot. I'm working on it.